morning, it is Fangs, and welcome to a video today where I compare PES 2017 with FIFA 2017. So both you and I are football fans, and we enjoy both PES, or at least I, for the most part, enjoy both PES and FIFA. Now with PES, I have a little bit of a different bit of an enjoyment with it. I like to do the pack openings. I love to do those on FIFA as well, but FIFA, I like to include the pack openings in the gameplay. So I'm gonna go over a few things. There's some topics I feel like that we've seen so far, or that I've seen. I've done like a lot of reading, and I've done a lot of like watching videos. So the stuff that I've seen where PES and FIFA compare, they're different for this year. Now you guys might not agree with what I'm saying here. You might be more of a PES fan, or you might be more of a FIFA fan, but this is just kind of like my perspective of it. Alright, so in terms of graphics for FIFA versus PES, I've actually genuinely believe that PES has better graphics when it comes to the cutscenes and the up close of the faces, the gameplay faces. And last year they actually picked up the Fox engine, which really helped out their gameplay. Like if you remember, or if you played PES at all, whenever it did the cutscene to the faces, whenever you see that at all, even when you're opening the balls in the ball opening, it looks immaculate. Like the player faces and everything they do look just immaculate, as to where on FIFA 16 at least, they did not have that. They had the Ignite engine, and I wasn't the biggest fan of the Ignite one. Like it was okay. Some of the way the player movements and faces like worked, I didn't think were the greatest. They definitely were nothing compared to what you saw on PES. Like if you look at, there's the pictures that you're gonna see here, and even with this is the new FIFA 17 has come out with a new engine, completely different. It's Frostbite. It's what they use for the Battlefield games that they've had. And it looks amazing. Don't get me wrong, it looks amazing. And some of the stuff I've seen with the gameplay faces and how they got them like doing the full circular amount, and how not just like certain parts of their mouth and like jaw structure will move, it'll be like all types, like muscle and stuff like that. They also have them doing like the dabs and all that kind of stuff. I love the celebrations on FIFA. I still don't think it looks as good as the Fox engine. Like if you compare the two pictures, and obviously they're pictures, they're not from like when they're actually moving inside the game. Graphically, whenever the players are moving in the game, I feel like the ones on FIFA 17 look and feel a little bit better. They are a little bit smaller, but I feel like the, I guess, gameplay and how they move on PES is just a little bit awkward almost. Like whenever I do a skill in FIFA, I imagine it's gonna be like very smooth and quick, unless there's lag, obviously. But when I do one on PES, it just kind of looks a little weird and dinky to me, especially when I take a shot too. When I take a shot in FIFA, although this year on FIFA 16, I hope it's fixed on FIFA 17, when I take a shot and I like go to the right corner or this corner, whatever, I can like see it and I feel it going in. But when I see it on PES, I'm like, I have no idea if that's gonna go in, and then it does, and I'm like so happy about it. So with the two different graphic qualities of the game, I still think that PES might be a little bit higher on that, because this is their second year of having their engine, and this is the first year that they're going to use Frostbite for FIFA 17. So there might be a little bit of an upper hand there for PES, but FIFA is like on its way to obviously getting that stuff. EA, I mean, they've got all the money in the world. They're going to be able to do that. They just had to find the right engine, and to have the one that they have for Battlefield, it's going to be pretty genius. Now licensing, this is what makes FIFA 17 so much better to play than PES, and that's because you can play with like pretty much all leagues in FIFA 17. There are some, I know like the Brazilian one got taken away last year, the Chinese league seems to have been like a thing, but there's some leagues that you can't use. There's all these other ones you can. You have all the BPL teams, you have all the BBVA teams, you have every team from the Bundesliga, like you have all that, so you can use their kits, you can use their stadiums, you can use everything about them. As to where on PES, they're still having some licensing issues, or they just can't get, I don't know why, I don't know the exact reason why they can't get the license. I don't know if it's because FIFA holds it, or if they're not, I don't know if two can hold it at one time. I'm sure they can, because PES actually picked up, I think it's Atletico Madrid and Arsenal this year, so you'll get to see that on the game, but FIFA has the same one. So if you guys could tell me that in the comments down below, I don't really understand how that works, but that makes FIFA, and FIFA 17 will be like on such a higher echelon because of that, because PES just doesn't have that. And even though it's exciting and you have the actual players, you don't have the teams that you want to use, especially if, say, you were going to do like a head-to-head version thing, or even, I mean, Ultimate Team, it doesn't really matter, but having the kits and all of that stuff does, for at least me, matter. So there are game modes coming out, at least for FIFA 17. We have not heard anything, although it hasn't like been released. There could be something coming out for PES. There hasn't been anything too much, as to where FIFA 17 has said that they're gonna have the journey where you can be Alex Hunter. Now, I thought this was super sick, and I thought it was gonna be such an amazing thing, and then I realized I can only be Alex Hunter, and that's not something that I'm like really interested in. Maybe I'll do a playthrough. I'll get on YouTube, I'll do a playthrough of being Alex Hunter one time, but that's not really what I was looking for. Like in terms of game modes, I wanted to see something like NBA 2K where I have like a my player where I can just take Jessie Fangs and I can grow her and like start her in say a league for like under 17s, and then I can move up and do all the different stuff with that player and just continue on and move between teams and pick all of that and have cutscenes. Now they do have it in FIFA, but I want the cutscenes, I want the story, I want the heart that goes with it. Like whenever I played NCAA back in the day, I used to start in high school, you would start in high school, you would get recruited, you'd play like a couple of high school games, then you'd be recruited as like a 3-star, a 4-star, or a 5-star, and then you would end up going to college, you'd have like a dorm room, and you'd end up moving to an apartment, and you'd be like on ESPN, and Aaron Andrews would talk about you. Like that's the kind of stuff that I'd want to see added to the journey on FIFA 17, but they didn't do that. So maybe this is kind of like the beginning of their process. Maybe it'll be like something that's in FIFA 18. It is sick they have a new game mode though. I swear, Paz, we haven't heard anything about a new game mode. If you guys have heard anything, let me know that in the comments down below, but it's just gonna be kind of the same thing. They're just working on fixing some of the problems they had with like lag and all the different things that they had on their game. So FIFA 17 is kind of like, I guess, trying to get new things. We don't know anything about like the Ultimate Team very much either, like what the draft's gonna be like or anything, so they could be fixing a ton over there. Now when it comes to online, FIFA 17 is probably, I feel like, gonna dominate PES 2017 just because it has Ultimate Team, it has Legends, it has the draft, it has all these different things where it's not just like you open packs, you can do so many different things on FIFA Ultimate Team, and I'm sure in FIFA 17 they're gonna be adding more things. So PES has obviously the My Club feature, which is for me in terms like, people might like to actually play through that. I genuinely only enjoy the opening, like the different ball openings and different stuff like that. Like I enjoy trying to get the best players, which I do on FIFA 17 as well, but I don't actually go in and use them in the gameplay because for me, I don't quite like how it's set up in terms of like, I guess I kind of like how you earn points. When you play games and matches against people, you earn points, but it's just not set up very well for me. So with PES, it doesn't gain my interest. Like I think if they would go more towards, I know it's kind of copying, but if they could go more towards a style of Ultimate Team and the things that you can do on there, I think that they'd have like a lot better outcome on people playing it more. But maybe they're thinking about doing that. I mean, they're just getting like really hardcore into it. I swear FIFA, they've had this thing stable since like FIFA 12, so maybe that'll happen. But right now I think FIFA 17 online is gonna kill it. And then for the very last like key thing that I want to talk about between the two, the release dates of both the games. So FIFA, I guess in terms of how they do it, because in Europe and maybe the UK they can only release their games on certain dates, they're still doing it this year where the United States, Canada, and I believe even Mexico, just North America in general, we're gonna get the game before everybody 2 days before. I think the date is September 27th. And so we get that, and then 2 days later it comes out in all the other countries. Now this is not the biggest sport in our country, and I know this probably doesn't have anything to do with it, but you'd imagine in the countries where they like adore it, the game would come out before the country that they don't. I know the game is made here though, it's made in Canada. You know, North America makes that game represent. But I think it has something to do with they can only release games on a certain day. Like we can release ours on a, what is it, a Tuesday, and they have to release theirs on a Friday. Now there is the EA Play or whatever they're gonna have. I don't know what they're calling it this year, so I'm sure that everybody, I don't know. One year they made it to where even then people in the UK couldn't play it in terms, but I think everybody can do that early access at the same time, so that might change like different things, but that doesn't give you very much time in gameplay. If I'm not mistaken, that only gives you like 10 hours. Now PES, on the other hand, they're gonna be coming out a week earlier. Their release date is actually on the 15th of September, so they're gonna have like a whole week where people are able to sit down and play the game and maybe like find things that they enjoy about it and find things that like draw them in a little bit more than say FIFA 17. So they have a time to like have their like week of sales before FIFA 17 comes out where they could possibly grab people who they'll play that game and they'll find something they like about it, and then when they go to FIFA 17 they'll be like, I don't know if this really compares to what I like in PES, so maybe I'll play PES a little bit more. So that's kind of a benefit they have. So it's obviously early and we haven't got to see a whole lot, and I myself haven't got to go to a PES event or a FIFA event. I obviously understand with FIFA because I did coin sponsor, which I don't anymore, so hopefully I'll be able to be at FIFA events in the future. But all you've seen really is mostly, like even with EA Play and stuff, they've seen just some of like the single player gameplay. Nobody's really dived into the multiplayer, so we will see that at Gamescom. I'm actually going to be going to Gamescom this year, so if you guys are going to be there, don't forget to stop by and say hello to me. But hopefully at that point, if all goes well, EA please, they're going to let me play Ultimate Team, and then I would love to play PES's game, and I'm sure they let me play it last year, so Konami's usually pretty good with me, so they'll let me play that as well, so we'll be able to see. But right now it's kind of in the early stages, I guess you would say. It's like where we just don't actually know the complete difference, but I feel like as of right now, if I were to say it, it's kind of too soon, but I feel like FIFA 17 is obviously, I mean, it is the game. It's the game that everybody wants to play, so I think it might do a little bit better than PES, but I think PES has like a fighting chance this year to be really good. Like, I might actually, more so, I don't know if you guys want to see it on my main channel, it might have to be on my second channel. I might like take time to play a little bit more of PES My Club and learn it more so I can like understand it and know what I'm doing, because right now I just like really, I open the balls, I get the players, I place them in the squad, and I have this God squad. Like, I have Messi, I have Robin, I have Bale, I have everybody on it, so I just need to kind of like feel it out a little bit more. But FIFA 17, it's got some new features. Hopefully the Ultimate Team has some even more like better features that we see at Gamescom, but right now I'd have to say that FIFA 17 will probably like sit right here and PES will like sit right here, but you never know. Whenever they come out, they can definitely like bounce between the two. So that is like my FIFA 17 versus PES 2017 so far. If you guys did enjoy this video, if you want to see more stuff like this, FIFA 16 is kind of dead right now. I'm not gonna lie, I make a FIFA 16 video and I'm like, do people really want to watch this? Because, I mean, you've seen so much of the draft, you've seen all the pack openings, it was a dead year. I have to say it was like a dead year for FIFA 16. The packs killed it. I feel like it killed the game. The draft is what saved it, but the pack weight and all of that, that needs to be fixed. I hope they fix that in FIFA 17. That's gonna be it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy it, please hit the thumbs up button, and until next time, see you guys later.